Welcome back. We continue to discuss the state of political discourse following Wednesday's shooting death of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. After the shooting in Utah, reaction came in from all sides on social media, as is the American tradition in the age of online posting. It ranged from shock to outrage to sadness to anger. Both in the Commonwealth and across the country, there were some criticisms that some of the social media reaction and rhetoric was fanning the flame of the political tensions already existing in the U.S. Let's continue the conversation here. Why do y'all think is there this need some people have to point fingers saying, you know, either you caused this, or, you know, the other way around, this feeling, the need to dance on someone's grave? We saw some that were celebrating this, digging up content about things that Charlie Kirk had said about guns as a way to, you know, prove an I told you so. What's at the heart of that, you think?
I think social media has lowered the barrier of entry into the arena of political discourse. And that's a bad thing, because then once you feel like you have a voice, you feel like you have to use it. And unfortunately, people feel like they have to use it on everything. And, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, an anchor man, you know, maybe you should just start chalking here, champ. Maybe you should sit this one out. And, you know, it's okay to not comment on everything. It's okay to, you know, you see a lot of people couching, I didn't like Charlie Kirk, but God bless him and his family. You could have just said the second sentence. You didn't need to say the first. You could have just said the second. And I think just now that people have been able to access this, and they have access, and they feel like they have a voice in a followership, they, for whatever reason, feel like, and I'm sure Jared and I feel it.
I will cite noted philosopher Mike Tyson. Said social media is making a lot of people very comfortable and forgetting what getting hit in the face feels like. And a lot of people sit behind what I call them keyboard gangsters, and this is how they get their rocks off. This is what gets them excited, is sowing dysfunction. I mean, if you go on Twitter right now, on the For You page, it is calling for outright civil war. And that should not be up. I mean, Twitter should not be up. TikTok should not be up right now. They should be down.
And let me say this, you know, Charlie Kirk and I are from very different sides of the Republican Party. He and I don't agree on a lot of the Republican Party platform. But he is someone who was not one of those keyboard warriors.
Right.
Everything he did with his own name. He did publicly. He was more than happy to go debate people in person. And when you read comments from people like Gavin Newsom or the host of the Young Turks and other liberals who did debate in person, who did deal with him one-on-one, they all said, he is an honest person. He wants to have honest debate. He wants to have functional debate, not angry rhetoric. He wants to debate the ideas, and when it's over, he shakes your hand, looks you in the eye, and it feels like what debating and discourse is supposed to be like. And I think too much the problem is you have people who hide behind pseudonyms and are posting from their mom's basement, who are unwilling to do that, either because they're cowardly, or they don't have the brains, or whatever the reason is. And that's a huge problem on social media. Is, again, it's lowered the barrier of entry in the arena, and so everybody feels like they're involved, and they got to say something.
And buddy, I just want to say this: those people that are calling for civil war, I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. They have no idea what it would be like.
Yeah.
I did my graduate studies on Northern Ireland. Go read about the Troubles. Go read about Yugoslavia when it broke apart. That's what's going to happen. There's not going to be two armies that fight on distant battlefields away from your home. That's not what's going to happen.
And I wonder just personally just how much of this is also engagement farming itself, too. We have a lot more to discuss on this realm, so we'll pick it up after the break. Thanks.